So nice to be here. Thank you for your patience. We had mechanical issues with the plane. I almost didn't make it, but I said I got to get to Houston. We here with Nedra.
We are here for Jada. Well, I have to say that this book was so very, very good. So good. And you told a story in there about meeting Prince.
Yeah.
And when you met Prince, you were like, oh my gosh, you were gushing and all of this stuff. And he's like, stop it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a gush moment.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite films of yours is A Low Down Dirty Show. The line that comes to mind for me, Chad from As the Heart Turns. And you walk up and you punch this actor from your soap opera.
Yes.
Because he was cheating on the girl in the soap opera. It
Yes.
felt so real for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this culture, we don't have to punch those people. We can write about them online.
Yeah. Yep.
You are somebody's Chad, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How does that feel to be in that space where people feel like they have this level of access to say things and to sometimes do things?
Yeah, I think, I really get it because I've been there. In my journey of healing and really having to look in the shadows of my own pain and how I've projected my pain onto others, I understand people who are hurting and need a place to lash out, specifically when you are touching on things that resonate. And specifically when there's a lot of misunderstanding. And so I get it. And so I don't take it personally. And I've had to do a lot of work to get there.
I bet.
Yeah, I've had to do a lot of work to get to a place where I don't take it personally.
When did you stop taking it personally?
So I would have to say, so I talk about my journey with metal music, which probably a lot of you don't know, but I had a metal band. I had a metal band, okay? And I was in what we would call the belly of the beast, right? And so being, a black woman who's heading a metal band that was predominantly a black metal band in a space that's dominated by white men who, it wasn't that I was necessarily welcomed into that space. So at that time, I was getting a lot of death threats, and I'm talking about some real vile, cruel stuff.
It's in the book.
Yeah, really, really heavy duty stuff. But I went out there anyway. And what I realized is that people have a lot to say when they're behind a keyboard, right? But when I went and did those shows, and it's not to say that I didn't come up across some real hate. You had some neo-Nazis that would come out in droves, people who would call me names, throw stuff on the stage. But there was a very small group compared to those who wanted to come out and have a good time and were willing to give me a chance. So I learned through that experience that all that hate, as loud as it might seem, is really not real. when people see you out there, I'll never forget there was these two young boys, they had to be like 18, 19 years old. I was in a smaller show and they had called me the N-word from back, you know, in the back of the audience. And the audience gasped and turned around. And every night I would go out into the lobby and I would take pictures and sign autographs. And I remember those two boys being in the corner, standing in the corner and staring at me while I was signing autographs. And I looked at them and I said, "You want an autograph? Come here. You want a picture? Come here." And they came right on over there and took a picture. Right? And I just realized that a lot of that is people spewing their own stuff. Mm-hmm. People going through so much out here right now. And sometimes people need a punching bag. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm not saying that it's all right. I'm just saying I understand. Mm-hmm. You know? I'm
hearing they need an idol when they don't know how to be their own role models.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing, you know, expecting people to live up to a fantasy, mm-hmm. unrealistic expectations. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that a lot of times women are given that. We get the brunt of that, you know, where we're expected to be super women. We can't be human, right? But we as individuals have to give ourselves that permission, and that's what I've done, you know, in this whole journey, unapologetically, which is one of the reasons why, and that's been my journey to Worthy, that my validation can't be about how other people feel about me, but it has to be about how I feel about